What's up, guys? This is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. So this is a brand new series, and in this series I'll be going to talk about mostly on Solidity programming. So the objective of this series is to help you guys to learn the basics of Solidity programming, and from there we'll be going to uh, learn and understand the intermediate, and from there we'll gradually start doing some advanced stuff as well. How detail we are going to cover on this course at this moment, I have no idea, cause I just started developing this tutorial, so thought of uploading this thing, cause you guys are keep on asking me like when the first tutorial is coming, please at least upload one video. So this is going to be a very small introductory video. I'm not going to talk about any programming concepts on Solidity. Rather than before doing anything on Solidity, I thought that it will be good if we can do some kind of background on what is smart contract, why it is required, and what problem does smart contract solve, and how actually this came into the picture, and how smart contract and your blockchain actually interact, all those sub different things. So before going totally into the programming or coding point of view, or coding part of this tutorial, I thought of doing this introductory video. So hopefully that will help all of you to gradually develop some sort of intuition towards blockchain, Ethereum, smart contracts, as well as the programming. The ultimate objective is definitely coding. We'll be going to do hard code coding on Solidity programming. We'll develop a lot of smart contract. We'll touch base upon all and each and every components of Solidity, and we'll try to interact with like real world application. Will integrate with front end. We'll try to deploy a smart contract on real-time network. Everything will be going to cover in this tutorial, but how it is going to be happen, and in which tutorial, or at this moment, if you ask me, share some what do you say, like kind of overview of the course, I really don't have at this moment, but it will come every day or every week, depending on my time and schedule. Okay, so first, so this is going to be smart contract and Solidity complete tutorial, and as I told you, from the name itself it is clear that it will be going to introduction. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. So what is smart contract? Okay, so smart contract is simply a program that runs on a Ethereum blockchain. It's a collection of code and code in its function and data in its sets that reside as a specific address on the Ethereum blockchain. So all are kind of sounding as and some Hebrew. Okay, so you guys are not able to understand what I'm saying. So so all these things are actually definition from the wiki. Sorry. So next definition is again another kind of a piece of English statement which I copy pasted definitely from wiki. So smart contract is a computer program or transaction protocol which intended to automatically execute, control, or document legally relevant events and action according to the terms of a contract or an agreement. So it is saying that it is it's a computer program, okay, that's run of Ethereum blockchain. Okay, this is sounds okay, like piece of computer program which runs on a Ethereum blockchain. Up to this point it is fine. It's a collection of codes. Okay, so the program is definitely a collection of code and data, some data and code. Okay, contract means some data and code, and it will do some sort of specific thing. So let me just break this thing a bit into a more simpler form. So smart contract is a digital it's a contract, first of all. Okay, so contract means physical paper or some sort of hard copy, something written. For example, suppose you are going to start your some sort of shop or some sort of business or some sort of office you're going to start. You need a place, you put an ad on the newspaper. A lot of property property brokers or consultant came to you, and they after that they show you some property, and after that you finalized on property, and you went on you are actually going to decide that I'm going to finalize with property X. So the property and the property owner, okay, are going to form some sort of or come to an agreement where actually there will be multiple piece of paper will be presented between both of parties. Depending on the state, some sort of state lawyer will be available, and they are going to document some sort of rule. Like for example, let me give you just very brief thing that on every month, by end of every month between 29th to 31st, the salary of that month, sorry, not salary, the rent of that month must be credited on the land, like shop owner or whoever is the person's bank account, and some sort of identity informations are given. Second, maybe if you are failed to do that, maybe per day you have to pay extra 0.2% of the interest or whatever, something. So some sort of things. Now the condition is that this is a contract, and till now this is a kind of classical approach. So you, the owner of the house, are going to sign that contract, and after that the normal business will start, that you are going to do your business from the office, and every month you are going to pay the rent. This is a normal thing, but nobody can guarantee that that contract will be executed always, right? There is some situation, or there are some sort of unintentional or intentional situation. Intentional situation is like that intentionally you are not paying the rent, or unintentionally, or maybe some some mishaps happen. For example, you having some family emergency, or maybe due to some natural calamity or some disaster, your business is running under loss, you are not able to pay the rent. That is something can happen. So it doesn't mean that contract is going to be executed always. Okay, so there is a trust issue between two parties, between you and the owner, on top of this contract. So there comes the smart contract, okay, which is actually going to tell you that if you are going to let me rephrase in a different way. If you are going to do the business on this house for 1 month, the rent will be automatically paid to that person's bank account number. Okay, if you are not going to pay the rent on the given timeline, money will be automatically deducted. Okay, so in the first case, if you are not going to pay, the money will not be automatically deducted. It is written in the contract, but it doesn't mean that you are going to pay per day extra interest. If you are a good guy, you are going to pay. If you are not a good guy, definitely you will not pay. You will do some argue on something, some more n number of permutation combination can happen. But smart contract is going to tell you that if you are going to stay in that room or some office for 1 month, definitely money will be automatically paid to that person's account, and if you do the delay, it will be going to charge you interest, and definitely that money also will be credited to some sort of things that happen. Okay, so this is actually going to tell you smart contract is a digital document of the physical contract. You can think about in that way. So it is going to hold some sort of rule, it is going to hold some sort of data, and it is going to execute some sort of task depending on the rule and data. For example, rule means if you are going to stay, it will going to deduct the rent at the end of the month. Okay, so here what is the data and what is the rule? Rule is it is going to check whether you are going to stay or doing business on that location for more than 1 month or not. Okay, so this is the rule. Data means it is going to deduct some amount of money as a rent, so that rent is going to be the data. Okay, and it is going to execute the execution of the deduction from my account to the owner's account is going to be some sort of execution. Okay, so you can think about this is a consists of 3 things: rule, data, and some sort of execution. Okay, so now let me just tell you this thing in the form of computer science. So this contract is definitely not going to be written as a plain English language. When you are talking about computer or program, here is a simple program, so you must think that this is going to be a piece of code written in Solidity programming language. So smart contract is always written in Solidity programming language, and it always runs on Ethereum blockchain. So Ethereum blockchain, smart contract, Solidity. I think these three things are clear. Let me refresh this thing again. Solidity is the programming language. By using that language, we can write smart contract, and we can deploy our smart contract on Ethereum blockchain so that it can interact with the real world application to perform all the all to solve all its purpose. Okay, so this is kind of a smart contract. So I think I definitely confuse all of you by telling too many jargon and stories. So let me tell you something very interesting. So smart contract example, and after that I'll explain this thing again with an example. So funding for startup and new car booking. So you can think about this too as a smart contracts, and I'm telling you in not in India but in outside of India, many companies are already adapted this thing. You can name it Singapore, you can Dubai, or maybe Germany. They are actually this funding for startups are very much on using this smart contract and Ethereum blockchain technologies. Okay, so how this funding on startup happens? So funding for startup in classical approach is happening. Let me tell you. So let's say you are suppose let me tell you you are going to start up or launch your own business. So it is going to be definitely a startup. You have an idea, you put your idea to some external third party, maybe some Kickstarter, something similar to that, and they are okay with your idea. So they said, okay, we are going to launch some sort of crowdfunding activities or crowdfunding campaign for you. You have to pay $100. So we will be going to run your campaign for next 1 year. So if some investors are okay with your idea, they are ready to invest, we'll gather all this fund and we'll send you the accumulated fund. So this is what happens. So investor 1, 2, 3, they all are actually come to this platform. So this is XYZ, any platform. This is called as a third party. They actually see your idea and they are okay with your idea, and they are start sending the funds. And now this third party's job is to redirecting this fund from this environment to, or this platform to, your bank account, so startup bank account. Okay, so this is a normal scenario. But if I ask you, can you please guarantee that whatever fund this third party receives, he will going to send this to you? Nobody can guarantee that. This is a contract, but physically written somewhere, but it doesn't mean that this is going to be happen. N number of fraud or what do you say, a number of fraud or scam, anything can happen. Like scam can happen from this side, scam can happen from this side as well. Okay, I'm just eliminating the scam from this side. For example, the condition is that if investors are investing some money, and after that if that investment let me tell you something. Suppose that each of the investment Kickstarter or crowdfunding is 1 million. So the contract is that if 1 million has been if 1 million is reached, then only the fund should be transferred to this bank account of this startup company. But if 1 million not reached, they all should receive their fund. Because if it is less than 1 million, then there is no point the business is going to start. So they should receive their fund. If 1 million reach, this party will receive the fund. And there is another contract. If that company will be able to make a profit of 10%, then 1% will be shared between all the investors. But now who will guarantee that this company is going to share that as well? If the company is not willing to do that after making the profit, there could be multiple legal like complication cases will be there. But that is not guarantee that usual business is going to happen, right? So this is not the ideal straightforward situation. To overcome this thing, we need some sort of contract which is always true and always going to execute without any intervention of any third party or a manual activity. So that is how the smart contract works. So smart contract means this is written again in programming, some sort of code or programming language, and not some sort of programming language. It is a piece of computer code. Whatever we are talking about, this is written in the form of programming, okay, or code, and it is written in Solidity program, Solidity language, and it is deployed in Ethereum blockchain, and it is going to interact between investor and this thing. So what will happen? Suppose I am sending these three people. Suppose there are only 3 investors. So this is sending 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. So 3 million is definitely greater than 1 million. So that fund will be automatically received by this company, and this person whenever makes a profit, that 1% will automatically go to here. So everything is automated. Nobody is able to touch this thing, and it is kind of transparent. Why transparent? Whenever we are talking about blockchain is a distributed immutable ledger, and whatever is actually available or happen in the network, that will be remain there forever, and it is impossible to change. So that is why it is safe, secure, and whatever is written, it will happen. The same thing goes to this thing. So when you deploy the smart contract on this Ethereum blockchain, so that is also going to be immutable. Nobody's manually cannot change the contract. That if you make a profit, will not be able to sending the money. So suppose the startup company says, okay, now I want to change the contract, that from now onwards, if I make a profit, I will not be able to send this thing. No, that is not possible, because Ethereum actually immutable. Ethereum blockchain is technically immutable, and it is distributed. Okay, so that is why whatever you deployed in Ethereum blockchain, so it will be become immutable, and it is impossible to change. So once deployed, so that contract will remain as true always and forever, and it will always execute whatever is written. Okay, so rule, data, execution, this three thing is the main three components. These three things are the main important components of a smart contract. One more time, rule means what is going to happen, what is going to be changed, and rule, and then some sort of data means basically it is going to be some sort of verify the rule. Okay, so when you talk about data, it is going to verify something. For example, 3 million, 1 million, it is data, right? Rule is it greater than or less than. Rule verification is going to happen based on some data. So that is why I'm saying it is going to contain some sort of data, some sort of rule. And another part of smart contract is that it is going to execute some task. What execution? If the funding is more than 1 million, then this bank will automatically receive. If funding is less than 1 million, then all these parties are going to will be refunded back with their amount. Okay, and if this company receives the funds and able to make a profit, on 1% will be again given as a bonus or kind of a partnership as per the partnership agreement to this party. So this is some sort of execution. Okay, so this is how the smart contract works, and technically it is impossible to do fraud or scam on the smart contract, because we have some underlying technology of blockchain, Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so smart contracts generally for Ethereum blockchain. You have to remember, yes, Bitcoin has some sort of facility as well, but some facilities are very less. When you talk about smart contract, you can always think about Ethereum, because Ethereum is a blockchain or network where actually which actually give facility for smart contract. Okay, so in the next slide we'll be going to talk about something interesting things like blockchain, Ethereum, and Solidity. Okay, so blockchain, you all know that it's a distributed immutable ledger. Distributed means not a single party is going to store or control the execution or maintainability of the data. For example, let me tell you. So whatever is happening here in this blockchain, this smart contract is deployed here, and after that it's deployed. Okay, at the day one, this smart contract is deployed, and after that this person sends the money. Okay, so this will go and check here. Okay, it doesn't mean that there is only one computer or one network node which is going to verify this transaction. This, okay, he sends 1 million, and he sends 1 million, he sends 1 million, 3 million is greater than 3. There will be multiple nodes or computer which is going to verify this transaction. Okay, so that is why it is impossible to do fraud or scamming or do some sort of hacking or maybe some other security threats. Okay, so that is why it is called distributed, means none of the single computer or single person is the control of that whole system. So that is why it is always called as decentralized. Okay, so you have to remember this term. Okay, so distributed multiple group of nodes or computer or networks are going to going to manage and control the transaction and the trustworthiness of this contract. That is the one thing. Then comes, it is immutable. Immutable means you cannot nobody can change actually whatever written in the network once. You cannot go and change. For example, you send 1 million. Oh, so next time you cannot go and change that. I want to change the transaction from 1 million to 9 million. No, if you want to send 9 million, you send another 8 million, then 1 million plus 8 million. Accumulated it will be 9 million, but the transaction whatever happened before, that will remain as 1 million always. Okay, cause why this is not possible? Cause this is a group of computer which is actually managing and maintaining the data. If you want to change in a single place, the next node will not going to confirm this transaction. He will say, no, okay, I have some different data and I am getting this data from this computer, maybe where actually made the changes. So it means this edit is not verified, we need to reverse. Okay, so it automatically it will be reversed. So this is a blockchain concept. I'm not going to do in that detail. So that is how it is. Means the previous node address or previous node state will be remain in the next node state. So something some sort of like linked list kind of situation data structure, or not situation, data structure is being maintained, not exactly linked list. So there are some blockchain concepts are there. I'm not going to talk about it, this blockchain. Then the introductory video will go beyond the time limit. So if you want to learn about blockchain, just go ahead in my playlist and search with blockchain with Python. Actually, I have a very nice implementation of a blockchain using Python, but this is not that is nothing to deal with Solidity. I just created a hypothetical concept of a blockchain. First I explain, and after that I try to implement the same thing using Python. Okay, so next thing is Ethereum. So what is Ethereum? So as per Wikipedia, let me minimize this thing. So Ethereum is a technology. Okay, Ethereum is a decentralized open source blockchain with smart contract facility. Ether is a native cryptocurrency. Among the cryptocurrency, Ether is the second only blockchain. Ethereum is okay. So this is something like this. So Ethereum is a decentralized open source blockchain. So let me open this thing again. So this is a blockchain. Okay, blockchain is a distributed ledger. So Ethereum is a type of blockchain which actually give facility to execute, deploy, and work with smart contract. And next thing is Solidity. What is Solidity? Solidity actually is the programming language for smart contracts. So whenever you are going to write new or develop some smart contract, we definitely have to use Solidity. So Solidity is the programming language for Ethereum blockchain smart contract. You can name it in a different way, rephrase it a different day, but the ultimate statement is the Solidity is the programming language for smart contract, and smart contract definitely runs on Ethereum blockchain. So either way it is true. Okay, so from the next tutorial onwards, we'll be going to start learning about Solidity compiler, how to do the configuration, how Solidity compiler works, how the bytecode works. Generally bytecode means after compilation what happens. Those sort of things will be going to deal with. Okay, so so I think, let's see, this is done. Okay, so that's it guys. I know this is going to be very fast paced introduction videos, cause I have covered a lot of things like what is smart contract, why it is required, what problem does smart contract solve, and what is Ethereum. But I know this is not a very detailed introduction, but again, our objective is to learn Solidity. So I hope you guys have some sort of idea about blockchain and smart contract. If someone is not having any idea, don't worry, we'll be going to cover those things, and trust me guys, this is going to be very interesting. So if you guys are already into crypto, so you know this BSC scan, Ether scan, we'll be going to deploy, we'll be going to create our smart contract, we'll be going to deploy our smart contract on Ether scan, and after that we'll be try to monitor our transaction from Ether scan. So that much going to be that much detail we are going to cover in this tutorial. Okay, as I told you, I do not have any idea how and when the tutorials are going to be updated or uploaded. but definitely it will happen on daily or weekly basis, okay, depending on my time. So that's all for today, guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys. As I told that I have no idea how I'll be going to upload. So some of you already started learning Solidity because most of you already requested so many times. So just in the description, just in the comment box, please try to list down all the topics whatever you want to cover me in the Solidity tutorial. Or if you guys want me to start the tutorial from the basics, then intermediate, then advanced, then I will do it on my way. But if you guys are having any specific topics, and I'll do some sort of voting depending on the majority of the comment topics, I'll pick from your like voted topics, and I'll try to create the tutorial. Okay, so you have two options: either I will go with my own way, or maybe you guys can select. Okay, and as this is the first tutorial, definitely you guys can tell me how it looks and how you guys are thinking, what is required, or maybe how this can be made in a bit better way, okay, so that I can improve my course content, and definitely it will help all of you guys. Okay, so enough of talking, guys. That's it for today. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.